belong to you.
Yo, since a lot of you have been asking about my PvP Desperado Gunslinger build, I figured it's finally time to share it. This was actually my first ever build reveal here in Ragnarok Origin Classic. I won't call this the perfect build or a full guide, it's simply the setup I've been using, what works for me, and how I built my Gunslinger for PvP. Hopefully it gives you some ideas, whether you're looking to improve your own build, or just curious about my setup. Let's get into it. For the stats showcase, I'm just using self buffs and an attack speed potion. No party buffs, just keeping it simple so you guys can see the build's real stats. For my stat allocation, I'm running 36 Vit, 98 Dex, and 87 Luck. You don't have to copy these exact numbers. The only thing I recommend is keeping your dexterity divisible by 10. Mine reaches 180 total dex. After that, you can adjust Vit and Luck depending on your playstyle. If you want more survivability, just move some points from Luck into Vit. As for agility, I only have one base agility, since I already hit 500% ASPD with full buffs, so there's no reason to invest more. Now let's take a look at my stats. I currently have this HP, attack, and 3,507 equipment defense. For my secondary stats, I'm sitting at 441% attack speed, which reaches the 500% cap with agility and bless buffs. I know you won't have 5 coin stacks up all the time to maintain this attack speed, and that's completely fine. Even without full stacks, the build still performs really well, so I don't see it as a major issue. I also have 49% crit damage and 140% physical damage. With arsenal buffs, those increase to 59% crit damage and 180% physical damage. For ignore physical defense, I'm sitting at 2,719. And no, this account wasn't able to hoard Guild League feathers from the alt guild. Later in the video, I'll show you my feather setup and explain how I managed to reach this much ignore physical defense. And this is my skill build. And this is my manual and auto skills. For my enchants, I still prioritize superior attack, then mix in some crit resist to help block critical hits, especially against other gunslingers and paladins. I also balance it out with anti-physical damage for extra survivability. For my weapon and accessories, I'm running 2 superior crit enchants and 1 melee boon. As for the substats, I'm aiming for physical attack percentage on both my weapon and accessories. Now for my feathers. The main reason I was able to reach such high ignore physical defense is because I no longer use divine and nature feathers. Back when I was playing two-handed classes, those were a must. But since switching to Gunslinger, I dropped them completely, which freed up more stats for ignore physical defense. The question is, does this feather setup make me less tanky? For my experience, not really. Desperado Gunslinger can use a shield, and that alone makes a huge difference. I also run 2 purple feathers to make up for the loss of divine and nature feathers. Honestly, this setup feels much better for me. I still have the tankiness I need, but the extra damage from the higher ignore physical defense makes the build perform a lot better overall. Now for the card setup. I'm still using the standard 2 Hydra cards, but if you're running 1 Hydra and 1 Skeleton Worker, that's perfectly fine too. For my shield, I use 2 Horn cards. I don't have Thera Frog cards yet, but they're definitely on my list for PvP switching. For the armor, I'm using Creamy Fear, and it's been working really well for me. On my cloak, I prefer avoid damage over double Baphomet Jr. Personally, I'd value the extra survivability more, but either setup works depending on your playstyle. For my boots, I'm still using Illusion Moonlight. The extra 5% max HP and bonus movement speed are just too good to pass up. For my accessories, I'm using Marine Sphere cards to combo with Fire Element and maximize Desperado's burst damage. It works really well when you have 3 arsenal stacks, 5 coin stacks, and high ignore physical defense. The delay is worth it for the burst. I don't spam it every time. I save it for the right moment when I need to secure a kill or finish someone off. For my second accessory, I'm using a Kobold card for the extra crit rate and physical damage. I don't have a 2-slot Cosmic Eye Ring yet, but once I get one, I'll put 2 Greatest General cards. As for Injustice cards, I don't have them yet since I already used my blue cards to get the Wraith cards. And here are the rest of my cards. Nothing too special here. I think most players are running pretty much the same setup. And finally, here are the rest of my setups. My pets, guild skills, medals, divine traits, divine armament, and seasonal stats. Nothing too complicated here. So feel free to pause the video if you want to check them out in detail.
Take me to your heart. I belong to you. Take me to your soul.
So yeah, I think that's everything. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments, since this is actually my first time making a build showcase. Just a quick disclaimer, I'm not saying this is the best Gunslinger build. This is simply what's been working really well for me. Before Gunslinger came to the live server, I watched a lot of Pioneer server content, especially from NoJoy, to learn the class. But honestly, it was hard for me to fully understand the playstyle just by watching. So once it was released, I tested everything myself, experimented with different setups, and even asked NoJoy a few questions about the skills. This build is the result of all that testing, and so far, I'm really happy with how it performs. Hopefully it helps some of you as well. And shout out to PK Bong Bong for dancing with me during the outro. I haven't had the chance to test this build in Guild League yet, since I was still playing Wizard and didn't have enough time to learn Gunslinger. But for the upcoming Imperium Overrun, Dimension Drill, and Guild League, I'll most likely be sticking with the Desperado build. Anyway, that's it for this video. This is probably my first and last build guide since making guides isn't really my thing. I only made this because so many people have been messaging my page asking for my build. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to see the build in action, I do live stream from time to time, so feel free to drop by. See you in game, and here's my YouTube channel, where I do live streams. Feel free to stop by whenever I'm live. See you guys.